Lord, we ask you to continue to watch over us each and every day. We thank you for the blessings that you give us each and every day. We ask you to please watch over the Jeremy Heidi and Greg Arbuckle family. Those two gentlemen passed away on Route 250 on Wednesday morning. They were friends to a lot of people in this area, and would like to take a quick moment of silence for those two families, please. Lord, we also ask you to watch over our drivers, crews, track officials, and especially our race fans here at the racetrack and on their way home tonight. Please let everybody be safe. We thank you for the beautiful weather here in Ohio and the great place that we have to race, that is Midvale Speedway. In your name we pray, amen.
Presenting the colors is Katie Davidson, riding in the Gary Murray-driven Clayton Oliver car. Now your national anthem. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to Midvale Speedway. It is the 10th night of the 2014 racing season. Sibla from Maslin in that Route 39 Auto Salvage 21. Brian Smith, second fast in qualifying. And Tom Stankiewicz, your top qualifier. The green flag is out. We are underway for 8 laps in our late model fast heat race. The 4 of Mills goes into the lead. 22 car of Miller racing for the number 2 position. Miller, points leader, alongside on the inside lane of Randy Smart. He has second place at the line. Side by side, battle continues for second, now for third. Here comes Rick Sibla. Car looks to be hooked up tonight for Sibla. Sibla going for the third spot. Tom Stankiewicz, the top qualifier, coming along as well. Stankiewicz setting fast time in qualifying for the first time this season. Stankiewicz up into the number 4 spot. Brian Smith, couple of feature wins for him this year, moves up into the 5th position. 17 car, Bob Schneider Jr. moving up now into the number 6 spot. Up front, single file, bumper to bumper, nose to tail for second and third. Here comes the 21 car, Rick Sibla to the outside lane, sideways in turn number 4. Sibla hanging on to third, the 42 of Stankiewicz in 4th, and Brian Smith running in the number 5 spot. 3 laps to go this time for the 4 of Mills. Miller looking low again. Miller in second. Here comes the 21 car of Sibla to the outside. Brian Smith now run to the second groove. Down to a lap and a half to go, and Miller challenging Mills. To the outside, Sibla again. White flag this time. 1 to go for Mills. Miller and Sibla. Sibla looking racy tonight in the 21 car. After a couple of weeks off, Sibla looks strong. Racing to the checkered. He'll pull alongside Mills. Going to run out of time for the lead. For second, though, he might have it. He does, but it's Mills picking up the victory. Sibla taking second, third spot to the 22 of Miller. Carries on his win streak from the last time we ran a couple of weeks ago when he won the late model feature on mid-season championship night. Your winner, Matthew Mills. Dennison T-shirt graphics, Thompson Electric, Sunshine Signs and Decals, Riddle Trucking, and Frontier Equipment Car. And ladies and gentlemen, it is Christmas in July night at Midvale Speedway. Chris Kale, my co-announcer, he and Matthew Helms have been busy getting all of the prizes organized up here at the patio. He's going to start calling out some ticket numbers. Heat number 2 for the late models, set for green. Underway down into the first and second corner. Embry on the bottom. It's Martin on the outside. Martin the advantage down into the corner. Martin pulls ahead. Here comes Embry back to the inside for the number 2 spot. Into 1 we go. Martin, Embry, Smith. Smith goes up into the second spot. Here comes Leinard for third. Leinard in the Kirkpatrick machine tonight. Embry falling back to the back on the bottom lane. Baker takes it up along the wall. Dave Martin, your leader. Second spot is Kirkpatrick. That 23 car with Leinard behind the wheel shoves up the banking a little bit. A contact with Martin in the 3. Here comes the 43 car of Roger Smith. And the 6 of Larry Baker takes the third spot. Six laps in this time, 2 laps to go. Joe Leinard, your race leader. White flag coming out, 1 more lap to go for the 23 of Joe Leinard. And Leinard takes it off into the third corner. Now to turn 4. Checkered flag is out. Leinard, Smith. Third spot to Baker. Fourth to Martin. Fifth spot to the 10 car of Nathan Embry. Your winner, the Absolute Machine Amsoil number 23 of Joe Leinard.
Okay, blue ticket. 2 blue tickets. 683140.
Steve Mowry crosses the line. Your leader at the end of lap number 1, Mowry out front. Second, Peel. Third is Jewell. Chris Peel holding on to the number 2 position. Glenn Jewell racing in third. Running fourth, the 02 car is Mike Bowers, and rounding out the top 5, the 38 car of Kevin McClintock. '29 of Steve Mowry going under his qualifying time, breaking out. Into 14/8 a couple of times under his qualifying time. So Mowry receives the black flag. New battle for the lead between the 88 car of Chris Peel and the 24 car of Glenn Jewell.
29.
So Mowry will head pit side in the 29 car. Battle for the lead between Glenn Jewell and Chris Peel, and Glenn Jewell's going to take the number 1 spot. Single file formation throughout our field. Glenn Jewell leads the way. Second, Chris Peel. Third, Mike Bowers. And fourth, the 38 of Kevin McClintock, your top qualifier tonight. Checkered waves, and it's going to be Glenn Jewell taking the victory. Second spot to the 88 car of Chris Peel, and finishing third, the 02 of Mike Bowers. Steve Mowry had that car hooked up here in the heat race. He broke out of his qualifying time twice. Green flag is out. We're underway and we're beating and banging. We've got him 3 wide. Philip Cox makes the move in the third groove. Martyr drops to the back of the field. Leading as Brandon Bailey has made his return to Midvale Speedway in the modified division. Here comes Boron to the inside of Bailey for the number 1 position. Bailey closing the door. Boron's in there, and Bailey's going to hold him off so far. Boron will try to set up another run at Bailey. Coming off the corner, a little bit of contact made. Here comes Jason Gruhl in the 99. He'll go to the outside lane. Couple of rookies in first and second. Second-year driver in third. Another rookie in the number 4 position in Philip Cox. It's going to be Jason Gruhl moving up into the number 2 spot via the outside lane. They're going to be coming to halfway this time. 4 laps in, 4 more laps to go for Brandon Bailey. Yellow out for the 46 of Joe Slentz. Caution out for Joe Slentz, and the 46 is spun coming off of turn number 4. Bailey and Boron bring him to green off of turn 4. Boron going into the lead, heading into the first corner. Bailey in the number 2 spot, side by side for the third position, as Jason Gruhl in the 99, Philip Cox in the 09 go at it. We are halfway, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go for Don Boron Jr., your race leader. Boron pulling away. Bailey running second. Third spot, the 99 of Jason Gruhl, the 09 of Philip Cox running fourth. And Cox has one wheel pointing one way, the other pointing the other, and he's still wheeling it. He's going to suspension issues on the 09 of Philip Cox, as his toe was out by about 2 feet. Jason Gruhl looking for second again on Bailey. Boron pulling away from the field, and they're going to be coming to the checkered this time. Checkered flag for the rookie. One of our top competitors in points, Don Boron Jr. claims the win. Second spot to Brandon Bailey. Third to Jason Gruhl. Fourth spot to the 25 of Sean Martyr. And fifth to the 46 of Joe Slentz. It's one of our leading competitors this season. Also Rookie of the Year competitor, Bowling's Used Cars, Waynesburg Carriage, 182 from East Sparta, Don Boron Jr.
All right, second call on blue ticket. Blue ticket 065. 065. Blue ticket 017. 683017.
Next event will go fast heat race for the J.D. Byrider Street Stock Division. Jeff Bowling in the 82 car with a 75 of Bob Passwater Sr. alongside. 28 car of Waylon Orr in row number 2 with a 68 of Gary Hoopengarner starting 4th. 41 of Dennis Wood in the 5th starting position. He was your top qualifier tonight. And the number 6 of Mike Martin also joining our field of street stocks in our fast heat. Ready to come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out, and it's the 75 of Passwater Sr. going into the top spot, half a car length the lead over the 82 car of Bowling. Passwater's way up the track in turns 3 and 4, though. Bowling fighting back in the 82 car, crossing the line ahead. Bowling into the lead. Waylon Orr had a great run a couple of weeks ago. He's looking to the inside for the 75 of Passwaters for the number 2 position. For second, Waylon Orr inside and Bob Passwater Sr. outside. Dennis Wood, the 41 car, running in the 4 spot, bumper to bumper with the 28 car of Waylon Orr. '82 of Bowling leads the way, 28 of Orr in the 2nd spot. 3 laps to go for Jeff Bowling. Dennis Wood to the inside of Waylon Orr for the number 2 position. Wood and Orr for the 2nd spot. White flag, 1 lap to go. Wood to the inside of Bowling for the race lead. Bowling closes the door. Will he be able to make a run? It's a battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Now the lead. Wood has the run on Bowling. He's got the lane going into turn 3. Waylon Orr thought about 3 wide in the outside lane. What a race in our street stock fast heat. Dennis Wood claims the victory. Bowling claims 2nd, and Mike Martin claims the 3rd spot. While he was riding the bike back and forth, I thought he had lost his marbles, but I don't know. He wanted to try out the big tired bicycle down there.
At least he brought it back.
He can't ride one of the ones with the narrow tires.
No, yeah, he needs the extra tread on the wheels.
I want to wish a happy birthday to Stephanie Lewis, the wife of Brian Lewis Sr., the mother of Brian Lewis Jr. Josh Moss in the 77, the 45 of Jason Wright, and the 112 of Austin Harvey are 5 on the track in our 2nd heat race for the J.D. Byrider Street Stock Division. Brian Lewis Jr. into the lead, 3 wide. Look out. Is that going to work? It will, because it's down to 2 wide going into the corner. Lewis and Moss for the number 1 spot. Yellow flag out for the 45 of Jason Wright, who has spun down in turns 1 and 2. Moss in the 77, Austin Harvey in the 112. Green flag, 2 laps in, 6 laps to go. Wheeling it down into the 1st and 2nd turn. Moss on the inside lane. Lewis Sr. in the 39 gets it sideways, going through turn 2, gets it back in the right direction. We got a good battle for the number 1 spot with 3 laps in at the line. Moss takes Harvey up the banking a little bit. Harvey's going to drop back down in line, follow him. Good exit of turn number 2 for both of the drivers out front. Austin Harvey in the 112, following closely the 77 of Josh Moss. Moss sideways. Harvey nearly made contact, but was able to check up just in time. 3 laps to go for Moss. And he opens up the bottom, and here comes Harvey. He's in there. He's side by side with Moss heading into the 1st turn. A little bit of contact made there as Harvey got sideways, slid up into the left front quarter, but good to go as they continue on. 2 laps to go for Harvey. White flag coming up, 1 to go for Austin Harvey. Austin Harvey brings it to the checkered. He will claim the win in 2nd heat race for the Street Stock Division. Josh Moss finishes second. Finishing third is going to be Brian Lewis Jr., Brian Lewis Sr. finishing in the fourth position. Pulling to the line, claiming the victory, your winner, the 112, Austin Harvey. The American Thunder, Springfield Lake Roller Rink, Tony's Painting, the Bank Lounge, and Baker Performance Car. Martin starts fourth, and the green flag is out, and we've already got him 3 wide. Make it 4 wide, heading into the first corner. Look out. Down into the turn we go, in the 155 of Kyler Bertram into the race lead, and cautions out. We're going to have a complete restart. So a failed start, we'll do it again. Derek Cordy in the 72 and Keith Anderson in the 32 will bring him in for the green. Terry Coletti looks him over. Underway. Into the lead goes the 32 of Anderson. Number 5 of Martin in the second spot. He'll pull alongside. Martin heading into the lead. Half a truck length advantage into turn number 3. Martin with that powerful number 5 goes into the lead. 155 of Bertram trying to move into the second spot. Anderson back up the track in the 32. It's side by side for second, and Kyler Bertram has moved into the runner-up position. Three laps in, 5 laps to go as the number 5 of Martin leads the way. 155 of Bertram runs in second. Bertram catches him going into the turn and then gives up a lot of ground coming off the corner. Drives it in deep in turn number 3, pushes up middle of the corner. Halfway, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Leading the number 5 of Mike Martin. 155 of Bertram, a close second. Martin, your top qualifier tonight. Bertram second fast in qualifying after Bertram set the track record a week ago. Going to be 2 to go this time. Final 2 laps coming up. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go for the number 5 of Mike Martin. Checkered flag waving. Martin takes the victory. 155 of Bertram second. 32 of Anderson third. And the 72 of Derek Cordia will finish in the 4th spot. The Canton Car Connection, Papa P's Auto, Twins Auto Sales, Shelby Sweets and Treats, and Finish Line Design number 5, Canton's Mike Martin.
Okay. Yellow ticket.
For the 175 of Justin Riniker and the 87 of Lenny Orr. Green flag is out. Your leader, the number 8 car, Brad McLean. Eight car, Brad McLean leading the way. Second, the 69 of Dan Bucky. Problems for the 175 of Justin Riniker. Orr spins it sideways, heading down into the 3rd corner. Brad McLean leads the way in that number 8 car. And a battle now for second on the move, the 09 of Wes Ennis. Ennis making his way toward the front. Three laps to go. Look out. Bucky losing a wheel off of the car.
That was all 69.
69 of Bucky losing the right rear. Had a mishap in practice earlier. The points leader was coming down the front stretch. Another competitor got up in the wall and then clipped the right side of Bucky's machine.
Hey, Adam, Gabe wants 2 Ponderosa tickets.
Not happening. If anybody's getting them, I'm getting them.
And it's really bad whenever my kid's boyfriend comes and wins something at the racetrack. That's always fun,
I don't know. We're going to have to look into that. 4 laps to go. It's the 8 car of Brad McLean and the 09 of Wes Ennis. We're back underway. Jeffrey Orr driving the 87 reportedly on the outside lane, trying that third groove out. That a car that he's been running on dirt. It's won a couple features at 250's dirt track in that ride. Up front, it's going to be Wes Ennis in the 09 taking the number 1 spot. 8 car of Brad McLean in the second position. 15 of Kyle Finlayson up to third, and fourth the 18 of Tim Frederick. 2 laps to go this time at the line for Wes Ennis, who's out front running strong. White flag this time, 1 more lap to go for the 09 of Wes Ennis. Wes Ennis, a huge lead build up over the 8 of McLean, the 15 of Finlayson, the 57 of Ennis, as we will come to the checkered flag off of turn number 4, claiming the win, Wes Ennis. Second spot to the 8 of Brad McLean. Good run for McLean tonight. .32 car Bruce Gibson, 19 of Clayton Oliver, the 4 of Blaine Salisbury, and the 75 of Chase Beatty. We are underway. Into the lead, Gage J. Bergen, the 21 car, inching forward. Here comes Stresky, here comes Gibson. We've got him 3 wide heading into the third turn. And Walker is out to dry out in that third groove. He's going to shuffle to the back of the field, avoids contact with the 4 of Salisbury as well as the wall. Salisbury on the move forward, so is the 19 of Oliver. Up front, Gage Jayberg, the young rookie driver of car number 21, leads the way. Gibson, a veteran driver of compact competition. He's moving into the second spot around the second-year racer Stresky. Salisbury puts his car up in the upper groove, comes down the banking, big-time contact. The 19 of Oliver up on 2 wheels, and eventually the driver's coming to a stop.
It's yellow, it's tan, it's Manila.
Wasn't he a rapper years ago?
Yeah, that was Manila Ice. You forgot the ice.
Or was it Manila Vanilla? Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, they were counterfeit, though, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they were. I don't think they actually sang.
Blame it on the rain.
Let's go fix the car. Hopefully he'll return here shortly for the feature later tonight. Green flag is out. And we've got him turn it around up in turn 4. 75 of Beatty, 19 car of Oliver get together. Gibson in our front row. Green flag coming off of turn number 4. We are rolling again. '21 of Jayberg going out into the number 1 spot. The battle is for second. Clayton Oliver right on the rear bumper of Jayberg. Bruce Gibson up the banking, nearly gets it into the wall. Takes it high, wide, and handsome coming off of turn number 4. Gage Jayberg out front. Oliver in the second spot. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go this time. Oh, Oliver thought about going in there. Jayberg kind of gave him some room, and then he closed the door in turn 4, so Oliver's going to look to the outside. Clayton Oliver to the outside of Gage Jayberg for the second spot. Oliver, one of our top competitors in points. Five laps in, 3 to go. Coming to lap number 6. It'll be 2 laps to go this time. Oliver to the inside. Oliver does take over the race lead from Gage Jayberg. Good patience there shown by Oliver. Jayberg looking back under him, thought about trying to pull back alongside, couldn't quite do it. White flag coming up this time. 1 more lap to go for Clayton Oliver. Oliver pulls out to a car length lead on the exit of turn number 2. Half a lap to go. And down to a half a straightaway at the checkered. Coming off of turn number 4, Clayton Oliver picks up the victory. Second to Gage Jayberg. Third to Bruce Gibson. Finishing 4th at 28 of Cameron Walker. Let's have a nice round of applause for your winner in car number 19, Clayton Oliver. Green flag coming off of turn number 4, the 46 of Bailey and the 13. A look out. Koger had a run to the inside for a moment, but that closed up. Koger's moved up to second, leading the way, the 46 of Christian Bailey. Battle for third position. Britt Van Meter, opens up the inside lane for Alan Walker, who's back behind the wheel of the 88 car this week. Hahn falls into the number 5 spot, still battles on the outside groove. Two laps in, 6 to go. To be 5 laps to go this time at the line for Christian Bailey in car 46. Two times under his qualifying time for the 46 of Christian Bailey. So Bailey receiving the speeding ticket for going under his qualifying time. Going to move the number 7 of Zach Koger into the lead.
Zach Koger.
We are halfway. 4 laps in, 4 to go. Koger out front. In second is Britt Van Meter making his first start of 2014. 88 car of Walker running third. Vassalou in fourth. Hahn in fifth.
You know one thing we haven't said too? The alligator, number 13.
That's right. Kind of looks like an alligator there.
Yeah, it is. We said that last year, the alligator.
That's right. I remember the discussion. 2 laps to go. 6 laps. 6 laps. 2 to go.
Who's your money on, B?
I'm going to go with the leader.
Here, why don't we let Brian Smith bring him home?
He doesn't want to bring him home, I don't think.
I'm not doing that.
Half a lap to go for the white flag coming up this time. White flag coming up this time for the number 7 of Zach Koger. Checkered flag coming up. Battle for second as Vasilou gets in there. Van Meter tried to close the door. Checkered flag. It's going to be Koger taking the win. Van Meter taking second. Third spot to Vasilou. Fourth to the 88 of Walker. And finishing fifth, the 13 of Gerald Hahn. Getting ready to give out some tickets for the Kids Bicycle giveaways here in a few minutes.
Yeah, we've only got a few more items down here, so we're going to reel off some numbers. So please get out your tickets. Be ready to go. Come down here when your name's called. Manila ticket 4327, 4327, 4169.
Kyler Bertram and top qualifier Mike Martin, the 4 to start. Green flag, turn number 4. We are underway. Keith Anderson into the lead, Derek Cordia, and he's in the middle of a 3-wide battle. Kyler Bertram getting to the inside, Mike Martin on the outside lane. The battle is for the second position. Look out, Derek Cordia clips the wall with the rear tailgate, able to keep on in the right direction. Keith Anderson leads the way. We've completed the first of a scheduled 12 laps. First lap complete, feature action underway at Midvale Speedway tonight. Your leader, the 32 of Keith Anderson. Bertram to the outside. Bertram closes the door and takes the lead. Bertram out front, your new leader. Lap number 2. Coming up on lap number 3 this time, it is Kyler Bertram. .155 of Bertram leads. The number 5 of Martin is second. 32 of Anderson third. And Derek Cordia is fourth.
Man, different view down here on the flag stand with Jason Neely, Terry Coletti out. Pretty good race up front. Kyler Bertram and Mike Martin.
Both turning very equal times. That time at the line, both in the 17.3s, which is only about a tenth off of the track record, which was set by Bertram a week ago. Kyler Bertram leads. Mike Martin is second. Halfway this time. 6 laps in, 6 laps to go for the 155 of Bertram. Leading the way. Martin is within a truck length. Closing the gap a little bit. Very equal speeds down the straightaways. Into the turns, much the same. Bertram's truck getting a little bit free. That truck always seems to be a little on the loose side, trying to hold off the number 5 of Martin. Martin, though, is there. He gets a little sideways coming off of turn 2.
Both trucks don't seem to get through the center of the corner very good, Adam. Keith Anderson still running good in the 32. Derek Cordy in the 72, sideways off of turn number 4. Still a great battle up front. Only a few more laps to go. Kyler Bertram, your race leader. Mike Martin in second.
Bertram and Martin first and second, heading through 1 and 2. Bertram's truck pushing up the banking a little bit, but actually doesn't seem to be losing any ground when he does. And Bertram right now with 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for the 155 of Bertram. Terry Coletti getting the white flag in hand.
Adam, check this out. I can do this too.
Nice. That's right. Get him excited. Coming off to the white flag. 1 lap to go for the 155 of Kyler Bertram. Martin in the second spot. Bumper to bumper heading through turn 2. He's there. Will he lay a bumper to him down in turn 3? Bertram leads the way. Martin closes in again. Martin right there. Bertram protects the bottom. They come to the checker. Bertram and Martin first and second. Good clean race between those two. Keith Anderson will take the third spot. Finishing fourth will be the 72 of Derek Cordia. You know, we only had 4 start tonight, but it ended up being a pretty decent race, Chris. Our top 2 put on a nice clean show at the front of the field. You did call a lot of numbers. I apologize for getting so much stuff. And big thanks to Linda and Gene Morgan, who got a lot of the gift cards as well. We really had a lot of stuff to give away tonight, and thanks to all of our sponsors that did that. Your winner, Kyler Bertram's made his way into downtown Ford Victory Lane. Chris Cale will get a word with him here in a moment.
Kyler's going to take a lap if he doesn't stall it again. He's laughing at me. Come on, man, start this thing up. You're holding up the show. So he's going to spin it around here and do a little Polish victory lap. Kyler Bertram once again in victory lane. And the Lakes Auto Recycling Bond Heating and Cooling sponsor 155. I'll echo your thank yous, Adam. Just a great job by everybody involved, especially you and Randy and Sue that put this night on. How about giving Adam Mackey, Randy and Sue Smith a big round of applause for all the giveaways, the time that they took to call everybody and get those giveaways together.
Linda and Gene, you might not have heard me, but Linda and Gene Morgan got a lot of the gift cards too, rounded up from the Canton businesses. I kind of took care of the ones that are down here in Tuscarawas County. So, and again, all of the people that donated, the big thanks to them. The bicycle donations that I mentioned earlier, and we'll kind of during the night talk about some of the folks like WBTC 1540 out of Uricksville, plenty of giveaways there, the 99.9 WTUZ and 1450 WJER, all of the radio stations that gave us a lot of nice passes and other stuff tonight too. And
you can listen to me and you call some football and basketball games on those stations here coming up in the fall. All right. Climbing out of this 155, he's got a for sale sign on it. In the Lakes Auto Recycling sponsored number 155. Put your hands together for Kyler Bertram. What's up, kid?
Nothing.
Man, this thing was rolling. You and Mikey put on a good show week in and week out, man. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always loose in the heat and qualifying. I mean, it was bad. But every time it starts to cool down, I don't know. It's just a different truck.
Well, me and Adam talk about that all the time. And, you know, the sun's still out just a little bit. Still a little bit of heat in this racetrack. And it showed the car was still loose coming up off the corner.
Yeah, a little bit.
Congratulations, man. Anybody you want to thank on this car? Truck? Car?
Everybody comes out and watches. My dad, my grandpa, everybody over there. I mean, everybody really. Everybody that works on it. Tony Newman Roofing, Bond Heating, Cooling, Chippewa Stone, everybody.
You still got that GoPro on the top of that thing?
No, we didn't take it off, or we took it off.
I was going to say I was going to give a little wave because we were on TV, right?
Not no more.
All right, congratulations. The 155, Kyler Bertram.
Got them lined up in the pits right now, our modifieds of the Summit Racing Economy Modified Division. Big thanks again to Silver Angel Jewelry. She brought us a lot of giveaways, a lot of tickets, and big thanks to her. Silver Angel for the Inspired Woman Shopper features designer purses and jewelry, Pandora, as well as hip-hop. We would love to see you there. Silver Angel Jewelry, one of our fine sponsors tonight of the giveaways, giving us plenty of items to give away tonight. Want to mention the 82 of Cibla, his sponsors Bullet Fabrication, and the 46 of Joe Slintz rounding out our field there, the Sinorama Pulp Smoothies and Juice Bar car. We've got 25 laps of modified racing underway at Midvale Speedway. Into turn one we go, the 55 of Bailey on the inside. Martyr takes the slight advantage by a half car length heading into the third corner. Martyr's going to close the door on Bailey. Actually saw some contact from the 182 of Boron, and now more contact on the front stretch. Bailey turns around in front of the field. Look out. Oh, and that could have been a lot worse. Bailey in the 55. As we have caution out. No laps complete when the caution came out. The whole field wasn't by the line. Fortunately for a couple of the competitors, and really fortunate that nobody else got collected. Coming off of turn 4, Bailey and Martyr. Contact between our top two. They continue on. Martyr goes into the lead. Martyr into the lead. Glenn Jewell locks up the brakes. He slides sideways. As we complete our first lap, 1 lap in, 24 laps to go. Steve Mowry on his way to the front. Mowry looking to the high lane. Sibla coming along as well, and Sibla second fast in qualifying. He and Mowry starting deep in the pack in both cars. Very fast in the early laps of this modified 25. We complete lap number 3. Mowry on the high lane. It's Peel on the low lane. Leading the way is Martyr. Side by side for second lookout. Chris Peel and Bob Sibla Jr. nearly made some contact coming off of 4. They were able to avoid that, and they keep in the right direction. And Steve Mowry, who came up just short on main event night of a possible victory, where he finished second, he right now is in the second spot. Caution out for debris laying on the back stretch. One of our track crew members going to pick it up. Side by side, race into the green, it is out. Down into 1 and 2 we go. Martyr on the inside, Mowry on the outside. Mowry pulling half a car length ahead, Martyr on the inside. Good race for the lead. Martyr got sideways though, and Mowry goes into the lead. Here comes Sibla, the 82 car, to the high lane of Philip Cox. For the third position, Sibla and Cox make a little bit of contact down in turn 4. They continue on. Cox then drives it in deep to turn 1, nearly spun it. Oh, the 99 car of Jason Gruhl was sideways as well. Glenn Jewell trying to move up. 82 of Boron, the 182 of Don Boron Jr. trying to move forward again. We've completed 7. We've got 8 laps in at the line. 8 laps in for the 29 of Mowry. Mowry up to a half straightaway lead over Martyr. Sibla third. Cox in fourth. Best run of the season for the 09, and running fifth, the 88 car of Peel.
Boy, Sean Martyr doing a nice job in that 25 tonight, Adam.
Yes, he is. Martyr doing a decent job in that second spot. Cox doing a great job in the 4th spot. To the inside of Peel, here comes the 99 of Jason Gruhl. Got crossed up a little bit in front of him. The 24 of Glenn Jewell has gotten crossed up a couple times by some other competitors. Shuffled back again. Going to be halfway the next time around. It will be 13 laps in, 12 laps to go for Steve Mowry in the 29. Mowry and Slintz get together. Could we see a reversal this time? Go into turn 3, they go into turn 4, come to the line, the green flag is out. We're underway. Contact. Martyr trying to get to the bottom and closes the door. Caution flag will come out.
Jason Gruhl has a right front flat backing him into the pits over here. Crew's ready with a tire. They'll try and get that thing changed. So we'll Keep an eye on Jason Gruhl, your current runner-up in points in the 99. Also some left rear damage to the 82 of Sibla.
Tonight on DVD from Mid-Vid Racing Video, donated some of the DVDs that they had for the giveaway. Big thanks to John and Craig from Mid-Vid Racing Video. John up in the video tower. If you would like to get a copy of one of the nights of racing action, go up and see John from Mid-Vid in the video tower. He can hook you up. Just $10 for a DVD of racing action. And now we have Mowry and Sibla first and second. They were first and second a week and a half ago, where it was Sibla winning and Mowry finishing second. This time Mowry's going to try to pick up the win. Good start over in turn number 4 as we're wheel to wheel, side by side, door to door. We head into turn number 1. It's going to be Mowry pulling forward into the lead. Sibla slipping back. Will he close the door for the second spot? Debris coming off in the third corner, and caution out. 12 laps in, 13 to go. The 29 of Mowry, the 09 of Philip Cox off of turn 4 for the green. Mowry and Philip Cox first and second. Boron going to look to the inside for the number 2 position heading into turn number 3. Boron on the inside. Here comes Glenn Jewell. And I mentioned a little while ago, Glenn Jewell kept getting boxed in, could not get to the front. All of a sudden, he's going for third. Jewell on the inside of Cox. He's up to the number 3 spot. Cox had a chance momentarily to get down. Mike Bowers gets to his inside. Bowers on the inside of Philip Cox, who's shuffled back in that second groove. Here comes Sibla, already going for the 5th spot. So Bob Sibla Jr. rallying back through the field. McClintock gets to his inside, coming off of turn number 2. Sibla going to be able to hold him off going into the turn, threading the needle back in the field. The 25 of Martyr picks up a couple spots. We've completed 15. It was 10 to go that time. Mowry leads the way. Second spot is Boron. Third is Jewell. 4th place, the 02 car of Bowers. And 5th, the 82 of Sibla. Mowry by himself, half straightaway lead over the 82 car, the 182 of Boron. 24 of Glenn Jewell looks pretty quick. He's just looking for an opening. He has one. Will he be able to get in there? He's up to the door heading into the turn. Boron giving him room. Glenn Jewell for the number 2 spot. Boron pushed just enough, and now Kevin McClintock, top qualifier, battles with second fast qualifier Sibla. Sibla's car really fading. That car really getting free as it's on the loose side. 5 to go next time by. We've got Boron still caught in the second lane. McClintock alongside for the number 4 position. Side by side for 4th. McClintock inching forward, going to be able to pick up the number 4 spot. As it's Mowry by himself in the 29. Saw Sibla in the 82, a little bit of contact with the 182 of Boron. 4 to go. Jason Gruhl and the 09 of Philip Cox, some contact in turn 4. 21 complete. Lap number 22 on the board for the 29 of Steve Mowry. Glenn Jewell by himself in the second spot. Bowers, good run for the 02 car in third. Kind of just stayed out of trouble, avoided the crashes, and putting his car into a podium spot right now as McClintock hounds him from behind. Sibla going to pick up a position. Back up into fifth goes Sibla. White flag coming up. 1 to go. Final lap for the 29 of Steve Mowry. Jason Gruhl picks up a spot back in the field. Oh, and then he about spun it out coming out of 4. Off of turn number 4, claiming the victory is first at Midvale, Rootstown, Steve Mowry. Second spot goes to Glenn Jewell. Third goes to the 02 car of Bowers. Fourth to the 38 of McClintock, and fifth to the 82 of Sibla. Run for Glenn Jewell. He was back in the field pretty deep until about mid-race. He was able to make his way up into second. Mike Bowers, a solid run in the third spot in his first Midvale Speedway win. Former regular at the Barberton Speedway, pulling into victory lane for the first time this year. He finished second on main event night. You could tell his car was fast. He was all over the race winner that night, Bob Sibla Jr. in the final laps, but came home in second spot tonight. He brings home the victory. Some solid runs back-to-back for the Misty View Stables, Hullab Recycling, Automotive Electric, Studio 111, number 29.
You don't hurry up and get out or you're disqualified. Already?
We got a third feature coming up next, compact fast feature, followed by our McIntosh Oil Company late models. Ready to climb out in downtown Ford, victory lane. Your winner, Steve Mowry. Steve, congratulations. Win number 1 this season. I didn't think it would take you quite this long. And in fact, about a week and a half ago, main event night, the car was really good. And you were all over Sibla there at the end. Brought home a solid second tonight. A good win for the 29. You made your way through traffic quickly.
Yeah, it gets rough out there. You don't know what to expect.
And if you pick the right lane, you're in good shape, and that's what happened early. And you had to start pretty far to the back because you went under your time in the heat race. Yeah. It lined you up, which that actually may have benefited you because you didn't have to worry about it in the feature.
Yeah, I figured I should break out. It was a little slow. Not like me, but
there you go. You started toward the back. You're able to pick up the win. Some people you want to thank, I'm sure.
I want to thank my girl, Jen Buggy, my cousin, TJ, my parents. Everybody just makes this thing go, you know. It's more than one person. Stillwells, John Crumrine, Brandon Lyons Trucking, Studio One, everybody.
Your winner tonight. Let's hear it again for Steve Mowry.
Okay, Adam, got second place finisher over here, Glenn Jewell. Man, I'll tell you what, this car's been on a rail the last few weeks. Just kind of got boxed in early on, and that allowed Mowry to get that big lead in the second half of the race.
Yeah, the car's been really good every week, and I can't thank all the guys that helped me out enough, my sponsors and stuff. And yeah, it was just got boxed in, and more or less a race of survival, man. It was just, I thought I was in a couple of them.
You did a nice job. The reflexes are still there.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of luck.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks.
Glenn Jewell, you're a second place finisher. And a good podium finish for Mike Bowers. Man, this car's been getting better and better each and every week. You missed a couple of those, too.
Yeah, some close ones out there. Got a little rough.
Glenn said that he thought he was in about 3 or 4 of those.
I really did. I thought we was going to need a wrecker to get us off here for a minute.
Anybody you want to thank on this 02 tonight, Mike?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to my Uncle Tim, Tim's Custom Car Center, my Bob Sibla, he helped me out a lot, and Bonnie's Engravers for my decals, and my mom and dad. This is their car. They own it. They just let me go out and beat on it.
Well, congratulations. Good podium finish tonight. Go get some water.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Off of turn 4, green flag, 15 laps in our fast feature for the Canton Auto Salvage Compact Division. We are underway. Clayton Oliver into the lead in the 19. He's trying to bring Brad McLean along with him. It's going to be Oliver pulling out front. He'll be able to use a preferred groove at Midvale Speedway, heading through 3 and 4, drops down to the bottom lane. Brad McLean in the outside groove. Bruce Gibson around the inside of the racetrack for the first lap. 1 lap complete of our scheduled 15. Oh, a little bit of contact between Larry Ennis Jr. and the 18 of Frederick. Incidental, but it nearly turned Frederick sideways and around. Clayton Oliver pulling away. Here comes the 57 of Ennis. A little contact there with the 75 of Beatty. Wes Ennis in the 09 following his brother. But meanwhile, Clayton Oliver leads the way out front. Bruce Gibson runs in second. We've got him 3 wide, almost 4 wide for a moment.
Oliver currently your runner-up in points, Adam, looking for that first victory of 2014.
Yeah, 4 laps in. Didn't qualify as well tonight. It gave him a pretty good starting spot. And Clayton Oliver leading by several car lengths. And this will not help his effort because we have a spin coming off of turn number 2. Going to bring out the yellow. Before the 175 of Renneker, 15 of Finlayson. Some of the other fast cars get to the front. Even Frederick in the 18 has been improved lately. Picked up a win on mid-season championship night. Clayton Oliver into the lead. Half a car length advantage heading into the 3rd turn. Oliver out front. In seconds, Gibson. Outside lane sliding back a little bit. Inside lane moving forward. Trying to thread the needle as Frederick. Gibson closes the door. Contact on the front stretch. And we've got them piling up heading into the 1st turn.
Green flag back in the air.
Clayton Oliver, yes, on the inside. Frederick's going to take the lead. Frederick into the number 1 spot. Here comes Justin Renneker in the 175. Renneker trying to get around Oliver for second. Oliver had a great chance to maybe win this feature if it weren't for the caution flags. He's had a couple of them. Has slowed the pace and bunched the field up tonight. '18 of Frederick leading the way. 2nd spot is 175 Renneker. 3rd is Oliver. 4th is Lenny Orr in the 87.
Battle for the race lead. Renneker has caught Frederick for that race lead. Looking to the outside into turn number 3. Frederick on the bottom. Renneker on the top. Side by side for 3rd place as well. Lenny Orr and Clayton Oliver.
Battle for the lead. The 18 of Frederick, 175 of Riniker, side by side for the number 1 spot. Riniker pulling forward. Down to our final 4 laps this time. 4 laps to go. And the battle continues up front. Frederick inside, has the lead at the line. Pretty good competition. 3 different packs of battles going on in our compact fast feature. Pulling forward a little bit, now backing up a little bit for the race lead. Riniker in the 175. Frederick pushing high, trying to make the lane a little bit longer around this track for the 175 of Riniker. Down to 2.5 to go. They head down into turn number 3. Final 2 laps coming up. 2 laps to go for Frederick and Riniker. Battle for third continues. Lenny Orr going to move up into third.
Frederick making that car wide off of the corners, doing what he needs to do to hold that 175 at bay. Coming to the white flag at him.
White flag is out. He pushes up a little bit here. Riniker tries to get underneath him. Now he protects the bottom. Going to give himself whiplash, looking back and forth to see where Riniker is. He's up the track a little bit, and now they're a half a lap to go. Can Frederick hold off Riniker? Into turn 3. Riniker applies some bumper. Applies some more bumper. They're coming to the stripe. He turns him at the line. Frederick's going to pick up the victory as they cross the line at the double checkered.
Notice it says, haters love me because I'm awesome on the back of that 18.
So the 18 of Frederick claiming the victory. Bringing home his 2nd win in a row. Pretty competitive compact feature tonight, Chris. There were a number of drivers with a chance to win. Bad breaks for Clayton Oliver as it looked like he was a possible threat to win his first feature, and just those cautions hurt him. Kept bunching the field up and taking his big lead away. As the Route 39 Auto Salvage, number 18 pulls into victory lane. Leggett Tire, another one of the sponsors on this ride. Your winner, Tim Frederick. Tim, congratulations. 2nd win in a row, won on midseason championship night after a disqualification tonight. Able to hold off the 175. You were kind of making him run a little bit wider, trying to hold his momentum back. You know those cars very fast, and he was going to be tough to beat. You held him off.
Yeah, I held him off. This one's a legit win, so it didn't win by DQ on this one.
This one here, you come off at turn 4, and he laid the chrome horn to you.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd finish it backwards, though.
Oh, you were close. You came up very close, but congratulations on the win.
Thanks. I want to thank Route 39 Auto Salvage, Leggett Tire, and Amsoil, Jared Martin.
Your winner tonight, Tim Frederick.
All right, do a little late model grid walk over here. Roger's car's been getting better and better each and every week. You got anything for him starting on the pole tonight?
I think so. I'm going for the win.
Hey, the 43 was in victory lane in NASCAR last week. Let's put the 43 in victory lane tonight.
I'm going to try.
Roger Smith will start from the pole. The outlaw Joe Leinert almost got your car ready to go. You got anything for him in this 23 tonight?
I don't know. We're going to try. We're getting more comfortable with this one.
Good luck tonight, buddy. Good to see you back in the ride.
All right, man. Thanks.
Great job once again. And I'd much rather see you behind the wheel of the race car or over here talking to me instead of you sitting up in the booth. Don't get too comfortable in the air conditioning, though. You got to come back out in the heat sometime.
The 43 of Roger Smith, 23 of Joe Leinert. Green flag coming off of turn number 4. Terry Coletti looks him over. We are underway for 30 laps here this evening. A 43 car of Roger Smith pulling out front. 23 car of Liner dropping into line. Here comes the number 9 of Randy Smart to the outside. Smart would love to be able to get to the outside of the 23 car of Leinert and move forward. Leinert was kind of protecting the outside lane for a while, but he's now moved to the bottom 3 car. Dave Martin pulls into the pit, still leaking fuel, so Martin sent inside. Pretty good battle right now for 3rd, 4th, and on back, Alex.
Yeah, those top 9 cars look to be going at it pretty hard. There's some good cars right there, so we'll see what happens.
Out front, you've got 2 drivers looking for their first late model wins at Midvale. We had Matthew Mills get his first late model win at Midvale a couple weeks ago. That was an exciting victory for the Mills crew. Smart slipping back. He's got the 17 of Schneider to the inside. Joe Leinert looking much better tonight in the 23 Kirkpatrick car than he did the last time around. He's maybe a threat to win this thing.
Yeah, Ricky Sibla looking outside of Mike Miller in the 22 as well.
And Sibla looked good in the heat race. Sibla looked very strong in the 21, was trying the outside, his best qualifying effort of the season tonight. So Rick Sibla moving up in the 2nd lane, the Maslin driver, making his first appearance in a couple of weeks at Midvale Speedway and trying to make headway in the outside lane, the inside lane. For the lead, here comes Leinert to the inside of Roger Smith for the number 1 spot. Leinert inside, Smith outside. He gives him plenty of room. Smith will drop into line in 2nd as Mills will try to close. And Leinert right now may be a threat to check out on this field if they continue to battle side by side.
Yeah, I just looked back in the field, and Brian Smith and Randy Smart, they're back there. I'm not sure what happened to Randy, but he looked pretty good at the get-go. He fell back pretty quick.
I think he's got a little more power in that 9. The engine running well and just trying to keep all 4 tires under. It looks like he can't keep all 4 tires getting to the track, and it looks a little bit free on him as it did last night during practice on a Friday night practice at Midvale Speedway. For the 5th position, Sibla and Stankiewicz going at it. Well, Tom Stankiewicz, the veteran, setting fast time tonight. First time of the season for that.
Yeah, there we've got Brian Smith looking to the outside of Bob Schneider.
Smith kind of just laid back for a while. Now all of a sudden he's caught the pack and he's starting to move forward. He gets around Schneider, who had a good qualifying effort earlier. You know, 2 of the toughest competitors that you face normally, you have to Bryant Smith in the 1 and the 22 of Mike Miller are always 2 of the favorites along with you in the 2 car. Right now, you know, the fast guys are kind of caught back. This field parity tonight is very good.
Yeah, patience is very key in any race. These 30 lappers, it's a little harder to do, but you still have to be patient right at the beginning. Not sure who's in front of you, and there's a spin coming off of.
Yeah, Rick Sibla in the 21 car made some contact with the 42 car of Tom Stankiewicz over in turn 2. 42 of Stankiewicz got a little bit of contact from Sibla coming off of turn 2 in the racing. You mentioned patience, Alex, and how much different is your mindset before a 30 lapper than what it is before a 100 lapper?
Completely different. In a 30 lapper, you're going to sit back until everybody gets single filed, maybe a couple laps, but in a 100 lapper, you're sitting back waiting maybe 70 laps, 80 laps, just seeing how things play out.
Normally, you see the 2 car, which you drive, the 1 car that Smith drives, the 22 that Miller drives, kind of work their way through pretty quickly. But we've got a few of the others here. We've got the 21 of Rick Sibla. We've got the 9 of Randy Smart, who right now is struggling with that car. Leinert looking for his first Midvale late model win. The green is out. Good restart off of turn number 4. Into the first corner, Leinert inching forward. Oh, it goes the 42 car of Stankiewicz up the banking, 3 wide on the backstretch. Look out. Down into the corner, Stankiewicz checks up a little bit. Lead battle continues. The 23 car of Leinert holding off the 43 of Smith, who's running very well in the 2nd groove right now. Roger Smith, a pretty good veteran racer from Barberton Speedway, putting on a show in the 2nd lane and staying right up alongside Joe Leinert. So credit Roger Smith with a good run right now, as he's really running a good groove in the 2nd lane.
Yeah, actually surprised me there. Like he said, he wanted to be on the bottom, not running too bad there in 2nd place right behind Leinert.
I thought that he might try to get back to the bottom real quickly when the green came out and maybe try to get in front of Mills, but he hung in out there. Boy, Brian Smith's car really free. Sideways down in turns 1 and 2 as now Stankiewicz goes back to the inside of Brian Smith back in the field. He actually spun his car out earlier tonight in qualifying. We saw a couple late models do that. You did that, but you had the axle issue, so we've seen some of our quick late models struggle a little bit tonight. I'm not so sure if it's not the rubber put down on the Hoosier tires from a week ago.
That's possibly. It's really hot out. Track was really greasy too, and there's just so many pieces of these race cars that any little thing off can just upset so much, and it's so hard on equipment these days.
We are past the halfway mark, 17 laps in. Boy, Rick Sibla dirt tracking it, slams the wall on the front straightaway. Problems for Sibla, breaks the right front suspension. He's going to head to the pits. Sibla with problems in the 21 car. Bad break for a driver who was, I thought, very much improved car-wise tonight than what we had seen from him early this season. So they were really zeroing in on the setup. We have, for the third position now, Mike Miller, the point leader there. Mike Miller's one of those guys that you rarely ever see get involved in a crash. He had a couple of bad weeks early this season, but now he's just the perfect points racer, a guy that you could pick for a championship any year. He's won 7 here at Midvale, I think 7 at Barberton, some at other tracks too, and it's because he just normally stays out of trouble.
Yeah, you got to do that, but you've also got to be a little bit aggressive if you're going to win races. If you sit back all day, you can finish second, third all the time, but you got to really be aggressive if you want to win those races.
And Brian Smith right now trying to pick up the aggressiveness level a little bit. He's back in the outside lane. He's bound and determined to try to make that work. It has not worked so far for him. It's been slick out there. He's been free, and right now he's got a chance to get around Stankiewicz, Schneider, and Mills if he can line them up.
Yeah, he's shown more patience tonight than I've seen out of him recently, but looks pretty good getting by Schneider there. Might be able to pick up my Mills, get fourth.
And his car, much like you, the fast cars can go to the outside lane, and normally we see the 1, we see the 2 go to the outside lane week in and week out. We're down to 7 laps to go for the 23 of Joe Leinert at the front of our pack. Right now, Brian Smith in the 1 car running the outside. Schneider and Mills.
4.
Yep, Schneider and Mills get together coming off of turn 2. Yellow flag is out. So bad break there for Mills, and now Mills and Schneider still hitting little bumper cars on the back straightaway.
Yeah, Mills looked like he got a little tight, and Schneider saw a little bit of a door open and just took his nose in there a little bit too far.
Yeah, he just made a little contact. I don't know if Mills maybe got sideways before after I look at the replay. If we're looking at the replay from Mid-Vid Racing Video once again, I'm not sure. It looks like Mills started to get sideways first. Not totally sure. It's kind of a tough angle what we look at.
Mills taking his car to the pits, I think officials told him.
Happened after the caution?
Yeah, I believe so.
23 in, 7 to go. It's the 23 of Leinert and the 43 car of Smith coming off of turn number 4 to the green. Back underway. Leinert and Smith into the first corner. Pretty exciting late model event so far to this point. Down the backstretch they race. Leinert on the inside. Smith still challenging hard in that King Richard Petty lookalike. 43 on the outside lane. Leinert at the line by inches. 24 in, 6 to go. Leinert pushes, Smith pulls forward. Roger Smith, slight advantage heading into 3. Leinert trying to get back up. His car may be getting a little bit tight now. Smith sideways at the line. Leinert at the stripe. 5 laps to go. Leinert's going to hold him off. Leinert back out into the lead. Boy, that was a close call. Roger Smith just about cleared him, Chris.
There we see Mike Miller looking the inside of Roger Smith. Not sure if he can get there before the corner.
And now Mike Miller does have that opening. Smith leaves it open. Now he can close the door heading to 3 if he chooses to. He kind of does originally, but now he slides back high again. Miller to the inside of Roger Smith. 1 car of Brian Smith kind of boxed in right now. Double file down to our final 3 laps. It'll be 2 laps to go this time, and Leinert's lead is building up. One thing he does not want to see right now is a yellow.
A little bit of smoke coming out of that number 9, Randy Smartride. Not sure what that looks like.
Right rear
rub in the right rear.
Yep, right rear tire rub on the 9 of Smart. As now Brian Smith on the inside of the 43 car of Roger Smith for the 3rd spot. White flag is out, 1 to go for the 23 of Joe Leinert. Leinert has the advantage by 4 car lengths over Mike Miller, the veteran, and Bryant Smith, who's worked his way into third patiently. Battle for fourth to the line, but Joe Leinard, late model career win number 1 tonight. Second spot to Miller, third spot to the 1 of Smith, and fourth to the 43 of Roger Smith.
What a good late model race.
Good runs for a couple of our weekly top competitors, Mike Miller, as well as Brian Smith. Big smiles on the Kirkpatrick Racing team as they come across the infield. Thing was hooked up tonight. Might have got a little bit tight in the late going. Roger Smith came close to being able to get around him. He's won in a number of other divisions. Tonight he wins in the late model class, our top division. The Racer 8 Performance, Amsoil, JD Byrider, Absolute Machine Tools, Rick Watson Trucking, Ron Davis Racing Radiators, number 23, his first career late model feature win. Let's hear it for Joe Leinard. Joe, congratulations. You were just getting the 82 car pretty fast there a few weeks ago, and you got in that grinding crash, got clipped in the right rear, sent into the wall on the backstretch, demolished the front end of the car. Good news is you're repairing that car. Even better news, you were able to take your team car into victory lane tonight.
Yeah, the car was good. We worked on it all night. I didn't want to see that last caution because it really got tight.
Probably didn't want to see any of the cautions because you were starting to pull away. You were feeling pretty good out there by yourself.
Yeah, I felt pretty good before the first caution come out, but the car got tight, but I felt comfortable because I had enough lead that I thought I was okay. And then that last restart, I knew Miller was back there. And plus, I wasn't sure I was going to get Smith. I mean, it was tight bad in the center.
He got out about 3/4 of a car length. He almost had you cleared, almost, and then you were able to fight back.
Yeah, I think the determination kicked in at that point.
Like, man, if I'm this close, I better get one when I can, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank Ron and Brad Kirkpatrick, my dad, Mike, Phil, my wife, Jared Martin, Amsoil, Absolute Machine, Rick Watson Trucking, JD Byrider, Bucky Mowing.
I think he might have got Amsoil. I think he got it. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, Adam.
Joe Leinard, your winner tonight, our first career late model feature winner. A couple weeks ago, we saw Matthew Mills do the same thing. He picked up his first career late model feature win the last time we had our just late model division.
Adam caught up with second place finisher Mike Miller. Still your point leader. Good points night for you. I know you wanted to get that W, but man, some good hard racing up front.
Yeah, it was. Track was, I think, a little slick with the heat or whatnot, but outside wasn't good. So I had to duck that back in behind Mills, and he was holding me up, but I finally got by him. And then I was running, Roger down. Caution came out, so I knew that was my opportunity to try to get second. I tell you, Roger ran good tonight. It was hard to get by him.
Both those guys up front did a whale of a job. Kind of a surprise, with the 23 and, the 43 of Smith up there. But both veterans down here, not mainly, Joey in the class, but those guys did a whale of a job, and everybody did a nice job tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they ran real good. I was shocked I couldn't reel them in any faster than I was, but they were running good. It was tough.
Anybody you want to thank on this 22 tonight?
I thank Jay Berg, all the family, and everybody that helps out on the car, and my wife, and it's just a team effort.
And then really caught fire towards the end. After, I won't have to go into the morning time when it's a great time. My coach definitely not out of the car. Definitely wasn't good after that. Great job. That line just went, everybody's kind of boxed and I had nowhere to go. And I think I had the car being in the gate. Sometimes
Lewis and Lewis side by side, coming off of 4, ready to roll. Terry Coletti gives them the green, and we are underway for 20 laps. And here comes Jason Wright to the outside, 3 wide. Jason Wright in the 45, going to try Midvale's third groove out, then changes his mind. Now he's going to go back out there. Here comes Austin Harvey, the 112. Also for the lead, Josh Moss in the 77. Tight racing, not a lot of giving, a little more taking, and boy, it was a close call for the 28 car of Waylon Orr as he nearly spun it. Coming off of turn number 4, Passwaters through the grass, trying to avoid contact with Lewis Sr. A wild first lap plus now, and here comes Harvey, trying for second, leading as Moss. Contact between the 28 car of Orr and the 45, Jason Wright. Now ready for green, coming off of 4. Josh Moss going to be the leader coming off of turn 2. He's able to clear Lewis. Lewis up the banking. Here comes Harvey. They're stacking up behind him. Look out. Keep your eyes on this one. Lewis slams up into the door of Harvey in second. Brian Lewis Jr. beating and banging a little bit, trying to stay alongside some of the other competitors. Now he keeps it on the bottom. Harvey up to second. Here's Dennis Wood. He'll take third. 3 wide behind him. Nice save by Mike Martin in the 6 car. As Martin again goes to the outside as he had some contact from behind, but he was able to save it in turn number 3. Here's Dennis Wood in the 41. Dennis Wood in the 41 to the outside of the 112 of Austin Harvey. Looks back to the low side, coming off of turn number 4. Back to the outside he goes. Dennis Wood, Austin Harvey. They have caught the leader, Josh Moss. And now the bottom lane opens up, and Harvey's going to fill it. Austin Harvey to the inside of Josh Moss for the lead. Harvey into the lead. Here comes Wood. He might be able to get Harvey, who got sideways, and he is inside of him heading into the third corner. For the lead, Dennis Wood from near the back of the pack. He set fast time tonight, and he leads at the line. Wood takes the lead. Second spot, Harvey. Third spot, the 77 of Moss. Here comes Mike Martin in the 6. 7 laps in, 13 to go.
And Dennis Wood says, thank you, Austin Harvey, for the chrome horn on the front of that 112.
Harvey running second. Running third is Martin. 4 spot, the 77 of Moss. Nine laps at the line next time by. 9 complete for the 41 of Dennis Wood. Be closing on the front row starters, Brian Lewis Jr. and Brian Lewis Sr. here in a moment. And Lewis Sr. nearly looped it in turn 4 as he tried to catch his son. Going to have Dennis Wood trying to get by at the 45 of Jason Wright going to the pits. Dennis Wood to the inside of Lewis Sr. Makes the pass. Lewis down a lap now. Halfway point of this race, 11 in, 9 to go this time for the 41 of Dennis Wood. Watching the 39 of Lewis, who said he was going to try to run, had something going wrong underneath the car, and Jason Neely said over the radio, he's going to run her, and he pulled away about 4 feet and said, no, he's not, and something breaking underneath the Lewis 39. Green coming off of turn number 4. Dennis Wood and Austin Harvey bring him in. Wood back out front. It's Mike Martin trying to take second away from Austin Harvey. Dives are in there in turn number 3. Contact is made, and around goes Austin Harvey. Nine from the finish. Dennis Wood will bring him to green coming off of turn number 4. And we're back underway. Look out, we got him almost 3 wide going down into the corner. Waylon Orr was Hoopengarner in the 68 and the 75 car of Passwaters in some tight quarters. Dennis Wood leading the way, pulling away from the 112 of Austin Harvey. Hoopengarner ducks back to the inside again of the 82 car of Jeff Bowling. Down to our final 6 laps the next time by. Final 6 laps for the 41 car of Dennis Wood.
Hoopengarner and Bowling putting on a pretty good show for that 4 spot.
Yeah, they are. Bowling running a pretty decent race and very little racing experience here at Midvale Speedway. He did pick up a feature win last season in that car, and out to the high lane goes the 68 of Hoopengarner.
And Hoopy's had one of those real up and down years as he almost lost it off of turn number 2. Now going to allow Waylon Orr to get to the bottom. Hoopy had one of those up and down years. Car's been good at times. Car's been real bad at times. Caution on the speedway.
Yeah, caution out as the 112 of Austin Harvey's gone under his time, running in the top 5, so Harvey will be dropping to the back. Saw that happen a few times this year with the drivers in second, and he probably would have had second locked up. Final 5 laps, then our final race of the night will be our second feature for the Canton Auto Salvage Compact Division. Green flag is out. And Dennis Wood back out front. Jeff Bowling trying to get up alongside Moss. Wasn't able to do so. Moss looking for his best run of the season. Oh, Hoopengarner off the pace. Something going awry on the 68. A wheel coming off of the 68 of Hoopengarner. He could feel it. He slowed down. There's your chance, Terry, to get your first wheel of the year. Jason's going to go after this one. Oh, nope. He's going to leave it go to. Going to let it come to a stop.
I think he threw the caution flag out at Adam.
Four laps from the finish for Dennis Wood and Josh Moss. The green flag is back out. Final 4 laps to go in our J.D. Byrider Street Stock Division feature. Dennis Wood pulls forward inside lane now, the 82 car. Jeff Bowling cannot pull alongside Moss. He will be able to close the door. Harvey makes some contact with Bowling. He goes up the banking using a little chrome horn, pulls to the inside. Lewis has spun in turn 4, but he's off the racetrack. Down in the grass, he'll get rolling again. We'll keep this race under green. Wood leading the way, going to come to 2 to go. 2 laps to go this time for Dennis Wood. More contact from Harvey. He and Jeff Bowling down in turn 4. Final lap coming up, 1 to go for Dennis Wood. Dennis Wood, final circuit. And now Waylon Orr gets back to the inside of Austin Harvey. Final lap as yellow comes out. Austin Harvey turning left on the 28 car of Orr. He has a flat right rear tire, I believe. Getting a little bit rough in these final laps, Chris.
Yeah, I hope it's done, but I don't know if it is. Yeah. Harvey ended up destroying the front of his race car on that. Hopefully we don't have an issue here as our track mediator's walking the other way. Another good shot of the Waylon Orr and Austin Harvey incident also. So definitely going to be worth your while to buy that DVD next week off of Mid-Vid Racing Videos.
I'm gonna need a drill.
19 in, 1 to go. Green flag is out. We're back underway with one final circuit in this street stock feature to go. Dennis Wood back into the lead. Jeff Bowling will come along. He'll move into the second spot. Third is Moss. Fourth, the 75 of Passwaters. And fifth is Waylon Orr. Checkered flag, double checkered in the air. Dennis Wood going to pick up his second win of the season, his second in a row. 82 of Jeff Bowling in second, and the 77 of Moss finishes third.
Hey, Adam, I will tell you, you know how Smokin' Joe said that you're a better interviewer than I am? He at least said that I was a better interviewer than Ritter. He said if Ritter walks up to him with a microphone, it's going to end up somewhere he don't want it.
Dennis Wood making his way to downtown Ford Victory Lane for the second time this season, his second time in a row. Good finish for the 77 of Moss tonight. Bowling bringing home the top three as well. And Dennis Wood pulls into downtown Ford Victory Lane. This 41 car hooked up to Carpenter's asphalt sealer. Number 41, let's hear it for Dennis Wood. Dennis, congratulations. Win number 2. It took you a while to get into Victory Lane. Now you got 2 in a row. It's coming easy for you now.
Yeah, it was hot out there.
It was a little bit warm, a little bit muggy.
Yeah. I want to thank Mid-Vid Video. He called the last 2 weeks for me to win, so I forgot about him last week. So Scott Archer, Robbie Petrus, Paul Petrus Amory.
I think Mid-Vid also picked Joe Liner to win the late model feature. So if you want to win a feature, I think you got to have Mid-Vid pick the winner.
Yeah, he's a real good guy. He takes care of us.
Anybody else you want to thank? You got him covered.
Oh, I'm tired.
There you go, Dennis Wood. He is worn out after that 20-lapper.
Hey, Adam, ask him to say family again.
I missed it. What did I miss?
He said Fremry. The Petrus Femry. We'll get a quick word with Jeff Bowling down here, your second place finisher. All right, man. I know that it was hot riding around out there, and you're winded, but good run tonight.
Thank you. Car ran good. I got lucky. I had some cautions in front of me and avoided some wrecks. But yeah, you're right, man. I'm dead.
You need a water too. You're a little dry.
I'm dry.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. Jeff Bowling, your second place finisher. And him and Josh Moss were having their own race out there in the infield for a long time. I asked you if you was having fun out there, but a third place run's good too.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Anybody you want to thank on the 77 tonight? I know you're hot.
All the sponsors, Todd Miller, all our help, pit crew, kids, family, friends.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks.
Josh Moss, your third place runner.
Oh yeah, this is definitely probably the biggest win I've ever had.
Even better than a championship?
Well, yeah, not better than a championship. If I won a late model championship, then that would be better than Ohio.
It's been a while since I've seen you really, truly smile. It's been a while since I've seen your dad smile. That's pretty cool. Especially if it's just when you try.
The season has been exactly what we really wanted to do. We just started hitting on something and then we pulled the car up. I figured I was going to be sitting out until together. And later on we worked that. Oh, you run nice.
The ones over there?
Workout.
So I could have, asked you about your super qualified you got for sale, or I could have came on and asked you something stupid, but I didn't. I was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just leave it at
Yeah. I told you, I couldn't be happier if I was in the car. We grew up down here together. It's always cool to see you win. Me on this side, I'm not your favorite, but you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up together. We had a rivalry. You were a Scott Baker fan, I was a Richard Moore fan. I think we come out on top of that a lot more than we did, but we'll leave it at that.
Well, I honestly, you had your rusty aura, comment on the internet. You never commented back because I was an old DW fan, so we used to go back and forth with that one too. Racing cans with Deadville and grandstands and stuff. We really got some fun down here.
Racing balls, don't forget racing balls.
Yeah, your house when I go over down to work in the studio, I go over to your house with the great ball park stuff down the alley and stuff. We like racing stuff.
Oh yeah, we used to tear it up too. That's the best part. Tear it up. It ain't so fun running for real.
I know, it's cool that everything comes full circle though, man. I'm happy for you. I know, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen you smile and good to see. That'd be good. Were the kids here tonight too? David? That's the thing. Please keep going. They got trophy on them.
Oh yeah.
April was here and that's always good.
Yeah, she was here. I don't know. I think she liked it.
She liked it. I used to see her sitting up there reading books and not paying any attention to what was going on the racetrack. Now she pays a little more attention.
Oh yeah. When I started racing, I was on the short irons. I got on the track to be racing. I look out, she never knew me looking. When I look at Mom, all I can see by the time recorder, she had a clear in front of her face and reading the newspaper. Then you know it's out there.
I just remember too, go back to the iron days when you drove that over too, when you had it out there, I was racing against you a few times, but he always came out with better than that deal too.
Yeah, I always have bad luck in that car. I told him the time we built that car, Jake.
Yeah, that was the Miller's car, wasn't it? That was the one too. Didn't that go around one year?
Oh yeah, you know motorsports that 1 year. That's the one I said, yeah, you're going to do full plastic.
Yeah, that's the one that you were out this turn one almost did good.
Yeah, that's the motor that's never supposed to blow.
Yeah, it blowed.
Oh yeah, it blowed.
I remember you used to run for first sport, you thought you was the badass, and I did that Chanel, or what go, the Mopar house.
Yeah, it was the Chrysler. And yeah, I thought it was probably one of the biggest wrecks in the speedway that first night. And I just drove out of it.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'll let you go. So I have to go once and enjoy. Congratulations again, man. Hey, kids, no more outlaws here. I know you're supposed to go tonight, so we can throw the outlaw on it, all right?
Yeah, I think the outlaw is bad luck.
All right, good. Welcome to the rider. And Smith over here. Congratulations, Brian. Bob over here. So good to see you. Back to you, buddy.
Jason Neely, whatever we call him nowadays. John's over in turn number 2. And your attention, ladies and gentlemen, a phone has been found. If you lost your phone, we've got it in the main scoring tower. I believe the battery is dead. No, it's not.
All right, compact second feature. We talked to these guys, each and every one of them, about an hour ago. Koger going to take a look to the inside into turn number 3. Contact. Contact between Koger and Hahn in turn number 3.
Coming to green, top 2.
I figured you was going to ask me if I was going to go to the fair again.
I saw you were watching some racing. I didn't get an invite.
Well, I was clear up north. I was working EMS at Trumbull County Fair.
I see.
Cool.
I see. Did you have a quiet night?
Yeah, it was a quiet night, and it was a fun night to be getting paid to be at work and be at the fair watching races.
Green flag coming out. Final feature underway for this second compact feature. 10 cars starting this 15-lap event. Gerald Hahn into the lead. Koger making his run. A little bit of a bump draft coming off of the second corner. The outside lane, Christian Bailey fading back a little bit in the 46 car. Up high goes Alan Walker in the 88. 21 car Gage Jayberg riding around the bottom. Hahn has opened up the inside, and here comes Koger. He's going to fill the spot. Koger going to go into the lead. Down the backstretch into corner 3. Checks up a little bit heading into the turn. 2 laps in, 13 laps to go.
And I'm supposed to tell you, Gabe said that you wouldn't have went because you wouldn't have got in for free.
Ouch. I'd pay to get in once in a while. It's been a while, though. 3 laps in and 12 laps to go for Koger. Oh, Gerald Hahn up the 46 of Bailey through the infield. Woes her down up onto the track. Look out. As Bailey comes to a stop on the inside lane, Hahn goes to the infield on the backstretch.
All right, we're going to take...
You broke me.
$5. Man, you're a big spender.
I am. We didn't stop anywhere to. Well, actually, we did. We did stop somewhere to eat, but I don't think they ate anything.
You didn't.
He got a milkshake, I believe.
Yeah, he just said he got a milkshake. You didn't buy it for him, did you?
I can't remember that. I think I might have, but I can't remember. I don't want to take credit for something I didn't do. That thing doesn't handle the greatest.
Some alligator stripes.
Okay, guys, next time by, coming to green. 7 and 32. 33, I mean. Let's have a good start, guys.
I think we should run these guys in an enduro like they used to do in the 80s, you know? Crazy to score them.
We used transponders last year at Barberton. We had an enduro. It was a pretty decent race, actually. We come to green, coming off the corner. It is out. We've got 3 laps in. We're going to have 4 laps in next time around. And look out, Koger and Britt Van Meter. Van Meter on the outside lane, making his first start of the season at Midvale Speedway. One of the former regulars at Barberton. Britt Van Meter on the outside of Zach Koger. And a Gibson car, the outside lane. Pretty good side-by-side racing all the way through the field. It'll be 5 laps in next time at the line. It'll be 5 in and 10 laps to go. Gage Jayberg looking for his 3rd win of the season on the inside, racing in the 3rd spot.
Good battle for that third spot between Walker and Laney Stresky.
Yeah, Laney was wanting to be in the fast feature tonight, just didn't qualify as well. She has been, but she's moving up from the back of the pack. She's in third right now, and she's closing on first and second.
Walker said earlier it didn't matter if it was 3 wide, 4 wide, he was going to the front, using that outside lane.
Yeah, he doesn't have very much racing experience, but he's not doing a bad job. Won a feature a couple weeks ago. We are halfway. Craig Mishler giving the cross flags. Into the infield goes Christian Bailey. We've got 8 laps in and 7 laps to go. Bailey gets his 46 car moving again, keeping this race under green. 46 of Bailey has the lead pack closing. This could get a little bit dicey. Which way will Koger go? They're going to have to maybe go to the outside. No, they go to the inside. Look out down in the corner. 3 wide into turn 3. Up the track goes the 46. Down the track goes the 46. Car sideways. Walker turned around. Into the side of Walker goes the 9 of Vassalou.
And of course I missed that. Unbelievable.
And our second and final compact feature, final race of the night.
Say hi, kid. Hello, what's up? Go on, Dan. Heavy damage on the 9 car.
What's up with you with a camera?
Mr. wanted to see what it's like to be Mr. Warmack, so I figured I'd give him his opportunity. He deserves it.
And he said, why not give Terry Coletti the camera?
Apparently, somebody's got to do it. And since the Miss is going to take a break, I told him I'd fill in, try not to cuss.
Yeah, well, good thing you don't have a microphone near you.
Yeah, well, my mouth's big enough. It's probably picking something up.
All right, Terry Coletti, you're Mid-Vid Racing videographer. Is that a word? Videographer. See? Another big word tonight. We're getting educated here at Oh, yeah. Getting educated at Midvale Speedway.
I just heard that. Don't.
Getting educated at Midvale Speedway. Hey, numbers are still going through my head. I'm going to go to bed tonight, and all I'm going to do is be calling numbers. Gino will be mad at me.
You did call a lot of numbers.
I did.
I'm so thankful you're here.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I always end up getting to do your dirty work regardless of where we end up together. I don't know why it works that way because I'm older than you, but... What's that?
You were on that first crash video we did with all the kids whenever you were about 5 years old.
Did you say first crash video?
Yeah, the first, and I've been asking them. We need to do another crash video, and you know, we've been talking about that for the last couple of years. And yeah, I was on that first crash video that we did, and I know my wife was on that, and Gabe was on that, and that was a pretty cool deal. That was a long time ago.
That's why they call.
6 years old, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I would say probably 6, 7, something like that. What'd you say, Adam?
That's why we call this section the wall.
Yes, that was it. And they had the Jack Peters wreck on there. You remember that one, Coletti? Jack Peters almost going into the parking lot in turn number 1. That was, yeah, there was some good ones on there.
It was like in 1972, Ron Hoopengarner brought his brand new Talati motor. I've watched that a million times over the years.
I know, I've still got it too. I still got it in the old collection. Every once in a while, break out the VC. Actually, I think I burnt that on a DVD now. So I think I've got the Midvale crash.
Here's what
video
it was
on
like,
DVD.
though. It was Dick Hanchett did
Yeah.
the actual audio voiceover of it, and you would hear. That's why they call this section the wall. Like the paper would flip.
We have too much fun down here. This is ridiculous. So what do you think, man? First time on a flag stand. That's a pretty cool deal.
I say it's a job for Terry and Jason to do that.
But you're having fun.
Oh, great. Yeah, this is fun. This is the first time I ever get to do this.
Well, and enjoy it.
I plan on it. I plan on it.
And
the other one.
I might have to take, Terry might want to take that camera out of his hands either. I mean, he might like that job.
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps shooting me and you. It's not like we're the best looking guys here tonight.
I got nothing better to do.
He's got nothing better to do, he said. We need to give this guy a job.
Hey, the other one in that tape was Richie's throttle stuck going into turn one when they had the guardrail, and he went about 3/4 of the way through it. And they had to cut Rich off the wall to get him loose. And the big paper shuffling in the background.
Yeah, and the Mockwit wreck was on there when took out the flag stand. I think Mike Miser did it a couple years later in that mellow yellow looking number 20.
His was smooth. He like landed back on 4 wheels and kept going.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then White Bucks' flip on the back straightaway, that was on there. Mike White Bucks Dawson. Man, that's a name from the past. Bob Sibla, yeah. Yeah, almost took Dean out over in turn number 3. Yeah, that was a great crash video.
The Farmer Smith Fire.
The Farmer Smith Fire and the Cherry 7-Up
And
machine.
that one's called by Craig Mishler. He is on fire.
Yeah. Oh, geez. The sights and sounds from yesteryears. And a lot of the people around Midvale Speedway are probably looking at us going, what are these guys talking about?
I don't know. John or Craig could probably run you a copy of that. If you still want the old school crash video, they'd probably run you a copy for about $10. And the 21 of Gage Jayberg. And Koger wasn't happy with the yellow because he knows that Jayberg's got a pretty fast ride on the outside, and the green is back out.
Oh, boy.
And we got contact down in the
Hard
corner and a big-time crash between two of our competitors at the front of the field.
Laney Stresky took a hard hit down in turn number 1. Terry Coletti on the spot.
So now we got Stresky in the 17, Jayberg in the 21. 21 of Jayberg trying to close the door on the 7 of Koger going into the corner. Almost had him cleared, just didn't quite have him cleared as they started side by side.
I was just getting ready to say we should do a crank it up next time around, but
That's going to leave a mark.
Well, that'd be a good thing that stands out. It didn't seem to affect us last night too much, but it seems to be. In the first half of our features tonight, the first 3 or 4 went pretty well.
Yeah, insane, right?
Craig Mishler's going to look him over along with Jason Neely, yourself, and videographer Terry Coletti down there as they come to the stripe in turn 4. The green flag is out. Lisa Moore heads toward the lead. Zach Koger tries to get back alongside and does. We're side by side for the number 1 spot. Moore with more power as they head down into the 3rd corner. She's got him cleared, can close the door if she chooses. Still giving him room on the inside. He's trying to fight back, still hugging the bottom. And we've got 5 to go. Final 5 laps to go in this compact feature. And Lisa Moore might be on her way to a victory. She's pulling away from the rest of the field.
how about a little crank it up this time around? What do you think?
Sounds good. It won't be a long one.
No, it'll be a quick one. Here we go.
Heard a little rev chip action there. Lisa Moore leads the way. Zach Koger in second. Third, the 21 of Jay Berg racing with the 88 of Walker. Gage Jayberg now making a run to the outside of Koger for the second spot. Walker boxed in a little bit in the 88 car. '88 of Walker gets sideways, goes down into the infield. Jayberg now has cleared the 7 of Koger. White flag is out. 1 to go.
Double checkers. Double checkers.
That's right. Craig's got the double checkers out. Let's see how this goes. Coming off the corner to the line. That is well done. Holy cow. Double checkered flag for the field as Lisa Moore picks up the victory. Second spot to Gage Jayberg. Third to the 7 of Koger. And fourth to the 88 of Walker.
That was very nice. That was Terry Coletti-esque right there.
Yeah, I might be out of a job. I don't watch out. I might not let him back up there.
Nice job, Craig Mishler. And pulling into victory lane. Finally, we got a winner. And pulling into victory lane in a Bowers Racing. Bowers Towing. Phil's Car Care sponsored number 95. Lisa Moore. All right, kiddo. You said you've been itching to get back in this car all week long. I said earlier you're blowing up Facebook, just wanted to get in the car. How's the victory sound to you?
Amazing. It's so nice.
Took you a while.
Yeah, 3 years, but I finally won my first race.
Well, not just that, but I meant just tonight in general. It took forever to get that feature in. You finally got one.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations. Anybody you want to thank on this car?
I want to thank Jerry, my grandpa, and my grandma. Without them, I wouldn't be here.
Good job, kiddo.
Thank you.
Lisa Moore in victory lane in the 95. How about a big round of applause? All right, once again, thanks for everybody for coming out tonight. Please be careful and be safe going home. Remember to buckle up. Remember to stay 25 miles an hour